We'll get going. Hello, everybody. This is Jim Bunch. Even though it says Charles Thompson, I want to welcome you to the Real Estate Zoom today. And we're going to really do two things on today's Zoom. Number one, I'm going to walk you through the new Real Estate Playbook. And number two, walk you through the revenue calculator. Now, you can find both of those in the chat box. If you notice, there's the chat box on here. And if you want to open up that chat box, you should be able to download the Real Estate Playbook and the Advisor Revenue Model. And as much as I love the sound of these Wheel of Fortune dings here, I think we're going to be stuck with them actually because I don't have admin control. All right, well, can you deal with them for the next 30 to 45 minutes? People checking in? Awesome. Hello, Mr. Bob Schrum from Florida. Good. Well, we got a full house, so let's get rocking and rolling. As I've already mentioned, this is a new training for real estate agents and brokers and really anybody who wants to target that market. And the reason that I designed this particular conversation is that if you're a real estate professional, your number one job is to talk to who all day?
Homeowners.
Homeowners, right? And Whitney, since you're unmuted and everybody else is being shy here, how many homeowners on average does a typical real estate agent connect with or market to every 90 days? Do you have a wild guess or do you know?
No, you said 90 days, not like every 30.
Well, it should be every 30, but I've been talking to a lot of agents and brokers. Well, how many do you think that they should talk to every 30 to 90 days? Just take a guess.
I'm saying if on the low end, 25, on the high end, 100.
Okay. So they're supposed to, just so everybody knows, your average real estate agent is supposed to work a territory with about 500 homeowners in their territory. Now, think about that for a moment, okay? How would you like to have a team of real estate professionals or security or home warranty or mortgage or title, people who their number one job, the way they make their living, is talking to homeowners every day? Would that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
It makes sense to me, right? I don't think most homeowners talk to 500 homeowners a month as part of their job, but people who are in that industry do. And what we're starting to notice in Power is we're noticing a trend of agents and brokers and mortgage and title and security starting to come in as Power Advisors. So are you ready to dive into the playbook? Could you successfully download the playbook and the revenue calculator? Show me hands if you've gotten it. It's in the chat box.
Oh.
So look down below. You'll see a little chat. Does everybody see that?
No, I don't see that.
I see
the
the
bottom of
chat
your
box.
screen, there should be some icons like
I'm not seeing the attachment.
click on chat.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll have to redo it. I'll redo it.
Maybe it's on my computer version. I'm on my phone.
Give me one sec. Yeah, if you're on your phone, it might be tougher, but I'm going to reload it up for everybody. And even if not, I'm going to share my screen. I just want you to have access to this file.
There it is.
Now you're getting it?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe it's, I loaded it up early. All right. Well, I'm going to show the screen for those of you who can't. But for those of you who can, you want to download this and get familiar with it. This is a revised playbook. It's going to be short and to the point. And I'm going to take you through a couple of key points, and we're going to actually do some exercises on today. So can everyone see my screen with the playbook on it?
Yes.
All right. We're in the game then. This is what you could or should be able to download. If you can't, don't worry about it. We'll get it to you. All right. So this is the new Real Estate Playbook, and you'll notice that it's really simplified. Okay. So I'm going to take you through the first couple of pieces. The most important piece right now is we're going to work on building lists, because the lists that every agent and broker and mortgage person has is different than the general public list, okay? So it's got the typical piece from the last playbook, which had our mission and our core values to decentralize the energy and to share the wealth with each of you. It also has the same section around your why. And just to get some energy going here, besides just me talking at you, let's have a conversation. Why did some of you join Power? why did you join Power? Just, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I want to hear from one or two of you. What is it about Power that has you excited, or here on a Saturday when, it's beautiful outside? In my case, the surf is huge. It's clean. I really love you guys. Otherwise, I'd be out there paddling around right now. I'm not lying either. My wife will tell you, and it's hard for me to look at the surf and not be in it right now. So, Roberto, go ahead. Why did you join Power?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, I joined Power because I've been involved in disruptive technologies all my life, beginning with telecommunications. I had a company that was sued several times by the monopoly for installing a black box to their network, and that took me to the rest of my career. And then I was involved in a team that wrote the standards for the cabling, which was also rocked the cabling business because every manufacturer used to have their own cables, so it was lost business for them. And I happened to be an ambassador for a brand ambassador for Lyft, which is a company like Uber. I used to be an ambassador with Uber too, but they did away with and everybody knows that they're rocking the industry in transportation. So I happened to hear about, I was interested in coming into energy, and I was looking into wind energy as well as solar, and here I am.
I love it. So you're a disruptor. You're here to just shake things up and
I love to rock the boat. Yeah.
All right, dude. High five. I dig that.
Yeah.
One of the true pioneers. I love it. All right. What other person? Why are you here? What is it about Power that intrigued you? There's all kinds of things you could be doing, but what is it about Power that has you here? Yes, go for it, Joy. And I'll unmute you.
I am here in Power because I love this planet. And I'm so excited to be able to herald on a new vision for people and a new way. And I love Buckminster Fuller, first of all. I love that quote about we don't have to fight anything. We just have to create a new model. And really, I'm that whole disruptor too. I love that there's it's kind of like there's a force behind it, And so I am really excited to present. In fact, I actually just presented to my kids' school as a fundraiser. And I said, this is a radical idea, but we could totally solar this whole area and have everybody win, from the school to the teachers to the families. And it was totally so well received. I'm so excited.
I love it. So
I'm here because I want to forge a different way, a new model of everything, nothing's working. We just got done with our auction, and, they were burned out, and we didn't make as much money, and, all that kind of stuff. So they are ready for a new model. So I'm super excited. Anyway, that's why I'm here. And I love the real estate sector. I love that it's all about plugging into a whole, and I have a real estate agent that has 1,100, he's sold 1,100 houses. So,
That's perfect. So Joy's got the passion for what we're doing to make an impact, and you're seeing the business side of this. So let's dive into that business side. Let's go ahead and take you into the playbook and why we think, and by the way, anyone is welcome to join Power, okay? We have anyone and everyone from all walks of life who want to make a difference and make an income, and that's fantastic. This particular training is going to help people focus in on a specific channel that's called home services or real estate. So I encourage each of you to really dive into your why, because there's going to be ups and there's going to be downs, hopefully more ups than downs. And what you're going to find is when you are connected to your why and you've got personal goals, maybe you have a goal to want to be able to travel more. Maybe you have a goal to become financially free. Maybe you have a goal to pay off debt. Maybe you have a goal to replace your current income with something that's more passionate. Whatever it is, make sure that you're clear on your goals. And if you're not, get with your coach, get with your mentor, and let them help you discover what truly drives you. Because there's nothing better than being excited about what you do and being rewarded financially. So there's a really simple 3-step process, okay? This is the core. This is the thing we do over and over and over again. The number 1 is to build lists. Number 2 is share solar. And number 3, grow team. Okay. Is that a pretty simple way of explaining what we do? Pretty straightforward. Thumbs up.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So, and I'm going to toggle back and forth because I want to make sure that you guys aren't watching the basketball game or something. All right. So build lists, share solar, and grow teams. Now, the lists are really two types of lists. You have lists for people who want solar, and this says homeowners, but the reality, it's not just homeowners. It's going to be homeowners and now commercial, right? Business owners. So we're going to build lists. Now, when I'm sitting down with a real estate professional, they each have 3 types of lists, all right? If you're a residential real estate agent, you have your list of homeowners, okay? You have your list of homeowners. And as I already mentioned, most real estate agents are already marketing to 500 homeowners. 500. They're marketing constantly to these homeowners. They're sending out flyers. They're inviting people to open houses. They are running socials. They're even putting their pictures up on bus stops. Okay, so real estate agents have to market themselves. So that's good for you. It's good for them. It's good for us. All right. So they farm what's called they have what's called a local farm, and that means they're constantly tilling that area. But every one of them also knows homeowners in other parts of the country and other parts of the world. So the first thing you want to do is have your agents create their list. Now, most of them have a database at this point. All right. Number 2 is what we call the home services professionals. All right. Every single real estate agent, if you ask them, has a guy or a gal that does mortgage, that does title, that does insurance, that does home warranties, that does security, that does renovations, that does carpentry, that does paint, that does handyman, that does lawn care. You get the point? Every one of them has a list of 100 plus professionals they're already working with. So what I do with a real estate agent, and by the way, do we have some real estate agents on here? Who's an agent on here?
I am.
All right, is that Whitney? Who said that?
Yeah, Whitney in Brooklyn.
All right, so Whitney, you're a real estate. How long have you been in real estate?
12 years.
12 years. And how many mortgage people do you know off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, I'll say 10, but I'm sure if I go through my business cards throughout the events I've gone through, I probably know at least 100.
Okay, so probably at least 100, right? And they're constantly reaching out to you because they want you to do what?
They want me to bring them people to borrow money. They want to be their lender. They want to be preferred lender, actually.
They want to be the preferred lender. So they're reaching out to you to help do business, to do an exchange of business, right? How many title people do you know?
Oh, much fewer. Probably maybe a handful, and about 3 companies that I know off the top of my head.
All right. So being in the industry, do you recognize any of these names for mortgage or title, like Realogy, Wells Fargo, Chase, Quicken, U.S. Bank, Bank of America?
Well, actually, yeah, Realogy, actually, I used to belong to City Habitats, which started as a rental brokerage firm, but is, all services now. And they were bought up by Corcoran or NRT, and that is under Realogy. So I actually used to be a Realogy agent.
All right. So you know people who know people that know people that know people inside this industry, right?
Yep. Almost all of these companies you've listed here, Caldwell Banker, Century 21, Sotheby's, I know all except for Better Home and Gardens people, but in Klein Real Estate. But everybody else, yeah, I know people in all of those.
All right, Whitney. So here's what I want you to do. On this playbook, do you see this page right here? Step 7 is build list. This is your homeowner or business owners who are interested in solar. On this page, it says home services professionals. Okay?
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So we've created a couple of pages. This is list number 2. I'd like you to print out these pages because you're going to make your list of homeowners that you know, either personally or through business, right? But you're also going to have a list of other professionals. And these are the people that are great people for potential, power team or power advisors. Because every one of them knows what?
They know homeowners.
They know homeowners. And they also know what?
They know me.
They know you. They know all of these people. Every single one of you has a network of hundreds to thousands of other people who are professionals that talk to homeowners every single day. Every day. And when I'm talking to real estate agents, you know, and they say, well, how do I talk to a homeowner about this? It's really simple. It's, hey, most of our clients have been getting proposals to see how much money they can save by going solar. Have you gotten yours yet?
I love that wording.
Do you think you could say that?
Absolutely.
All right, I'll say it again so everybody hears it. If you're a real estate agent or your mortgage or your title, your insurance, if you deal with a homeowner, the simplest phrase is, most of our homeowners have been getting a free proposal to see how much they could save with solar. Have you gotten yours yet? Yes or no? If they said yes, great. Who did you go with? And if they only got one, what are we going to get them? A second one.
Second.
You got it, right? And if they haven't gotten one, go, hey, awesome. Well, guess what? We've partnered with Power, and I can get you a couple of proposals right now so you can compare and see which ones give you the best deal. How's that sound? Sounds
fantastic.
Pretty cool. It's that simple. Now, they may ask you questions and engage in conversations, and that's all fantastic, and you want them to do that, okay? So here's my first point. If you want to build a large network, why not go fishing where the people are already talking to our ideal customers, the homeowners, okay? So every agent, if you sit down with them, and I did this just up in Santa Barbara the other day, I sat down with 2 agents, and I forced them to actually fill out this list while I was there. I forced them. Within 5 minutes, both of them had already filled up this page because I walked them through and I said, okay, Whitney, do you know somebody that's at Realogy? Do you know somebody at Wells Fargo, Bank of America? Write down their name. Do you know somebody at Citigroup? Write down that person's name. Do you know somebody at Flagstar? Write down that name. Or do you know somebody that knows somebody there? So this is an active campaign, and I want everybody who's on this webinar, raise your hand if you hear me right now. All right? If you're on this webinar, you should be thinking, who do I know that's in real estate? Who do I know that's in mortgage? Because that one person can lead you, as Whitney's already shown us, to hundreds or thousands of other professionals that have hundreds and thousands of other professionals. All right? Just out of a guess, how many real estate agents do you guess there are in the United States and in Canada? Take a wild guess. Registered real estate agents.
2 million.
You know the stats. All right, good. You're paying attention. Yeah, according to the National Association of Realtors. And here's how it breaks down. Now, list number 3 are other real estate agents and brokers. So this first one is the ones who service the real estate industry or connect to it. The second one is the actual real estate professionals, okay? The agents and the brokers. There are 86,004 brokerages, in other words, offices around the world. There are 2.2 million agents in Canada and US alone. According to NAR, National Association of Realtors, there's 1.24 million active agents that subscribe and pay dues. There are 1,222 local real estate associations. For example, the San Diego Association of Realtors, called SAR, California Association of Realtors, Florida Association of Realtors, Orlando Association of Realtors. Every city and every state has associations of realtors. How many of you would love to go fishing in that pond? Okay.
All of us.
All of us. Every one of us. There's 2 million of them that are actively marketing themselves to homeowners every day. And here's how it broke down. I personally took the time to make it easy on you. You don't even have to guess which ones have the biggest offices. I went and did the research. Realogy has 13,600 offices with an average of 50 to 100 agents in each of those offices. Think about this, 13,600 offices. Could you talk to 10, 20, 50, 100 offices with 50 to 100 agents in each? I think you could. 260,000 agents just in Realogy alone. Here's the brands that they've consolidated up. Could you meet somebody at Coldwell Banker? Yeah, there's 3,000 offices and 88,000 agents. CB Commercial, Century 21, Sotheby's, ERA, Better Homes and Gardens, Zip Realty, Climb Real Estate. That's just one company called Realogy. Guess what? Home Service of America, now Berkshire.
Berkshire, yeah.
All right. 24 regional giant brokerages. Okay. First Weber has 60 offices with 1,200 agents. Keep in mind, every agent knows how many people. Thousands. Okay. Zillow, 97,000 paying subscribers. Keller Williams. I was on the phone with the CEO of Keller Williams. They have 140,000 active agents right now. 140,000 active agents. RE/MAX, 60,000 agents. 103,000 agents worldwide. What's my point in sharing this list? Everybody, you can unmute yourself. I'm going to unmute you guys because I want you to play. All right.
Unlimited resource.
Unlimited resource. How many of you are starting to realize how big this market and this potential is? If you're not,
Absolutely.
go surf. Go do something else. Okay? Hold on one second. Joy's trying to say something. Joy, go ahead.
One thing that the real estate agent friend from college said over here in Washington is there's very little inventory for how many agents are over here. And so, like, it's like they have nothing to do.
Well, yeah. So here's the thing. In hot markets and cold markets, our conversation still makes sense. And I'm going to tell you in a moment why the psychology of this for an agent makes a ton of sense. Okay? So when you get into the mind of the agent, you're going to start to realize the agent, and Whitney, tell me if this is true. Have you noticed that there's ups and downs, there's feast and famine in real estate?
Absolutely. I look at it in 20-year cycles, and most people think I'm much younger, and they don't think I look at it that way. I've been watching real estate since I was 15 years old in New York. So even though I'm only in the business for 12 professional years, I've really been following real estate since 1984, 85.
Perfect. So their business, real estate, goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. Okay? Regardless of that, they still have to be talking to homeowners every day. Now, and I'm going to show you how, they actually have new conversations to have with a homeowner besides the awkward, uncomfortable conversation of, hey, are you ready to move, or do you know anybody who is? I mean, that conversation gets old after a while. They don't want to make that phone call. They wouldn't mind, however, calling back their homeowners and saying, hey, a lot of our homeowners are getting free proposals to see how much they can save on solar. Have you gotten yours yet? It can actually lower your electric bill and put money back in your pocket every month. Really? Yes, we can get you a couple of proposals right now. So once they start that conversation, it gives them a reason to call back a homeowner that doesn't feel weird or awkward, like, are you ready to move yet? And once they get a homeowner into that conversation, they now can build the network of other homeowners by asking that homeowner, hey, have you been talking to anybody else, or do you know anybody else who would like to save money on their electric bill every month? And by the way, it doesn't just have to be in this city or state. It can be anywhere in the country. So now what happens is a real estate broker or agent doesn't just have a local business. They have a what?
A worldwide business, global.
Yeah, they have a national, soon to be global business. Okay? So you have to help them understand the importance of the ability to leverage this platform and this conversation, not just to have an additional revenue stream, which I'm going to show you in a second, but to expand their business. Because the agents, well, the broker's number one fear or concern is that the agent's going to get distracted with another business. Okay? That's their number one concern. But we're training and teaching the agents how to actually use this to get in more conversations with more homeowners so they have more listings and more sales. Does this make sense?
Completely.
Okay. Same thing we did back in the 90s when I took virtual tours public. We taught the real estate agent how to use a technology called the virtual tour to get into more conversations, win more listings, and sell more homes. That's what we're doing. So we are helping them with their business. Okay? So, by the way, I'm not seeing a lot of writing yet, but if you wanted to start writing down some of the names of these people, you might want to start targeting some of these types of people. Okay? And here's where you do it. build your list of homeowners. You're always going to be building these lists. I recommend that you print out at least 4 copies of page 7, 4 copies of page 8, and 4 copies of page 9. That gives you 100 in each category. And here's what happens psychologically. When you have 100 real estate professionals, when you have 100 home service professionals, when you have 100 homeowners or more, you're going to be in a state of abundance. You're going to know that every one of those people you talk to could lead you to 5, 10, 20, 50, 100 more people. And then it starts to become real that people go, wow, I could end up with 5, 10, 20, 100,000 people on my team who are talking to homeowners every day and submitting a proposal every day, every week, every month. How many of you are starting to see the vision of having a team of people that are in that business? Does this resonate? Carly's like, yeah, maybe a little.
Oh, no, it definitely does. Absolutely.
All right, good. I'm just calling you out there because I knew you were off. All right, Mr. Andy Smith, what about you, my friend? Andy's one of our executive advisors. He's one of our global leaders. Is this resonating, Andy? Do you get this?
I'm feeling it a little bit, Jim, I think. Yes.
Feeling it a little bit?
No, it's incredible. Yeah, for sure.
By the way, this is
the reach of the network is the same.
Yes. Yeah. They already have built-in networks. And this doesn't exclude us from talking to any and everyone else. I'm simply trying to show you that if you want to go strategically towards real estate professionals, this is how you do it. And if you'd like to have a team of people that are already networked with other people in their companies and in other companies, then go for it. I have brokers calling me every day, and they kind of think they're being sly or secretive, and they call me and they go, hey, listen, I'm in RE/MAX, but I got a buddy of mine in Keller Williams. Do you mind if he's a broker? Do you mind if I connect you with him? I'd really love to have his office underneath me. And I'm like, okay. The answer is hell yeah. We want every single one of them. I want us to set a goal as a team to recruit 100,000 real estate agents this year. Now, that sounds undoable for a lot of people, but let me break this down for you. I want to break this down like a fraction because it's not that hard for us to accomplish. And we've done this before, did this in real estate before. Take a look at this, okay? Look at how many offices there are. There are 13,600 offices just under Realogy with an average of, let's just say 50 people. Actually, let's do 100, okay? If there were 100 agents in these, let's not even say 13,000 offices, let's say in 6,000 offices, we'll cut it in less than half, and it was 100 in each one. How many offices would we have to have on board in order to have 100,000 agents? Who's my math people on here? Each one had 100. Okay, how many to get to 1,000? We need how many?
10.
10, okay. And if we had 10 with 100, that's 1,000. How many more would we need?
10.
10. Not hard, is it? It's not that many. Now let me give it to everybody again. All right, one more time, just so you can see how this works. How many offices are there right now just in this one brand?
13,600.
13,600. And how many do we need?
1,000.
We need, if there's 100 in each one, we need 100 offices.
Oh, 100.
Right? Is that right? Let me do my math here. All right, so we got 100.
About 10,000.
That's only 10,000. Okay, so we need 1,000. You're right. We need 1,000. Okay? 1,000 offices with 100. That's assuming that you don't pick up any mortgage. I was talking to a mortgage guy the other day, and I was talking to an insurance guy. My insurance guy has 5,000 agents on his team. 5,000 agents, okay? So here's the simple reality. As a team across the world, not even just the U.S., because this is U.S., but across the world, we need 1,000 offices with 100 agents, all right? How many power advisors do we have to date right now? Who knows?
3,300.
Yeah, about 3,800.
Oh, 3,800.
Okay. So do you think that 3,800 could go find 100 offices that could each find another 10 and another 10?
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer. Okay. It's right in front of us. We can do this as a team. We just have to focus. And this is the reason that I'm running this, because I want every one of you to keep this list with you every day. I want you to visualize that you have 10 offices, then 100 offices, then 1,000 offices with 100 agents in each one, talking to homeowners every day. All right. So that's the first part. Now there's more to our playbook, but that is really the core piece that I wanted you to understand, is I wanted you to understand that the gold is in the list. All right. For the rest of you, the rest of the time, you'll go through and you'll look at the rest of the playbook, which is step 2, sharing solar appointments. And there's really 5 steps. Number 1, you submit the lead. Number 2, the solar company with you and the homeowner on the line qualifies the lead. Number 3, they do an appointment where they review the proposal. Number 4, it goes to contract. And number 5, it goes to an installation. Now here's the cool piece. We get paid on every appointment and every installation. Every appointment and every installation. So the goal is to submit as many appointments as you can so that we have as many installations. Now I'm going to switch gears and talk numbers. By the way, are there any questions about the list building side before I go into the revenue calculator so you can see how to monetize this? Any feedback? Is this making sense? All right. Got a yes from the Brit with grit.
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense, and I think that. Oh.
Tom is on Wi-Fi, and it sounds like he's been drinking. No, you haven't. Yes, Tom. Tomsky, it does make sense. All right. Who else was right next to Tom? There was somebody else next to Tom.
Adam.
Yeah, so no, I was just going to add that, about a month ago, I went to a Berkeley Society of Realtors Shedding Light on Solar event, and there was close to 100 agents that showed up just to learn about solar. And, so I'm in that follow-up process with them, but it's something that they're very interested in, and it's something that, it is a very valuable thing that, so anyways, I'll be talking to you, Jim.
I know you are. You're texting me every day with people, and I love it, and keep it up. If you have brokers that have a lot of agents, you want to have them watch our Monday, Wednesday Zoom, and then you want to put them on a 3-way call with me after they've watched that. Because I can talk to the broker about why they would want to onboard their whole office. And I'll give you one of the main reasons. The reason a broker does want to do this and they want to get in early is because of what happened in Washington, D.C. with Ron Galansky, who is a top RE/MAX agent. He saw the vision immediately, signed up in power, and then started recruiting other agents in his office. Well, the broker heard about it and went, wait a second, I want those agents connected to my grid. So he on board calls me and says, Jim, how can I onboard all my agents immediately? Because they don't want that money to bypass them. Here's the second reason why. This particular broker shared with me, he said, listen, he goes, I spend years finding agents, training them, and then supporting them. But then they get really successful, and then they go to the next office and the next office and the next office. The average real estate agent will switch offices, if not companies, at least 6 times in their career. 6 times. So a broker doesn't get paid if they go from his office or her office to another office. Their revenue stops. So this is a way for the broker, when they recruit and train agents, to continue to have a revenue stream based on the success of those agents, even if they go somewhere else. Does this make sense?
That makes a lot of sense, and I wish I had that language when I was speaking to someone who told me that their main focus as a broker is to have their focus on the business that they're already doing, and they really didn't want to hear any more about what I was saying. And they're a small office, but still it would add, a great deal of revenue stream for her if she saw the vision. Yeah.
And that's why you want to introduce those people to me. I had the same thing happen last week. And I challenged that broker, and this is a broker with 21 offices. And I said, well, that may be your fantasy, but I'm going to tell you the reality. The reality is your agents are going to leave. Your reality is your agents are going to get involved in this. And the reality is solar is coming into your backyard. So you can either leverage this to help you sell more real estate and position your agents in front of this trend, or you can be trying to pick up the scraps from the rest of the people. They don't really, you've got to have the whats to talk to them that way. But I know these brokers and I understand their business model. And I have no challenge telling them, listen, you've been in this business for 30 years, okay? That's fantastic. But you know that your agents need an edge. And you know that your agents go through feast and famine. Here's the good news. We're not asking you to sell solar. We're simply asking your agents to learn how to talk to their homeowners and offer them something of value. Mm-hmm. Now, do you think your agents would rather offer them something like this where it's going to save somebody money and do the right thing? Or do you want to send your agents out to have the conversations like you've been doing, like, hey, tell your agents to go tell them the recipe of the month? If I get a real estate agent that calls me with the recipe of the month, I'm going to be like, are you kidding me? What they don't want is they don't want their agent selling a skincare or a vitamin or something like that. That makes no sense. That lowers the brand professionalism. But this is about real estate. This is about the number one asset of the home, and it increases the value of the home. So now when that home's ready to sell, guess what? The other piece is if their agents are unaware of how to sell a home that already has solar on it by increasing the listing price, they're gonna lose at the time of closing. Those homes are not going to close, especially if they have a lease on them. So in our program, we're training the brokers and the agents how to deal with the 1 million homes that already have solar on it, and the other 1 million that's going to be on it next year, and the 2 million the year after that, and the 10 million after that. Because they won't argue that solar is coming down the pipeline, but they need to be educated. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So go ahead and put your broker on the phone with me. We'll have that kind of conversation.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So all those in favor of looking at the revenue, say aye.
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 All right. Good. So here's how this works. All right. And this is a really cool revenue calculator that Charles put together based on our original and Charles Thompson. And I'm going to just walk you through this so you can see the numbers. Now, everyone on here knows that the investment to become a power advisor is $499. So we wanted to see what does it take to actually get to break even and then to turn a profit in your business. Now, how many businesses can you start for $500? Not too many, okay? And how many of them can you get a return on your investment or break even within the first 30 days to 60 days to 90 days? Not too many, okay? So if you've been in business before, you know that. But let's do this. How many of you, based on knowing what you know about power, think that in your first 90 days, you could probably get at least a handful of people to get a free proposal? Now, that means a handful means 5, unless you're missing fingers or you have an extra. Okay. How many of you think, show of hands, that you could probably get 5 people? And by the way, that's 5 proposals, not even 5 people, because each one homeowner can get how many proposals?
2.
2. So how many homeowners do you really need to exceed 5 appointments?
3.
2.5.
3.
You need 3. Yeah. Or 2.5. If you can split somebody down the middle, that might actually work. All right. So for kicks here, let's just put 6 appointments because that's 3 houses. All right. I talked to somebody yesterday. They're going to get 2 proposals right off the bat. So with 6 appointments based on an average commission, guess what? And that's just 6 appointments in a year, right? You would have a business that would be close to a profit, be $97 away from having a profit with 3 homeowners getting proposals. All right. Now, if you did 1 appointment for the rest of the year, let's say you did your 3 homeowners in the first month, you'd have 11 months in the year, right? So if you did 1 proposal, 1 homeowner per month, all right, you'd have 1 appointment per month for the rest of the year. All right. Just off of that, just submitting your first 3 homeowners for 6 appointments and then doing 1 appointment a month, not even a week, but per month, or having, 11 in the year, you'd be at a profit in your business of $2,634, and you would have removed 144,000 pounds of CO2. 144,000. Now that's just on submitting solar. Does that make sense? Does everybody follow that?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty straightforward? Okay, good. All right. So let's now talk about building a team. Because if we really want to look at the numbers, we got to start going, all right, I want to earn an income. How many of you think you could get a handful of people, 5 people, to join Power? Now, I'm going to remind you, we just looked at a list with 2 million real estate agents and millions of mortgage and title and all those. How many of you think you could get 5 of them who see the vision like we do? Show of hands. 5 people. Okay, 5 people. Let's plug in 5 and see what happens. The magic number, when you have 5 people that do the same thing, they submit their homeowners and they do 1 a month, you now have a profit of $3,738 in your business, $353 a month. Now, for some people, that's a car payment. That's pretty cool. For some people, it's to go out to dinner or maybe a vacation every month. But how many of you think that if you could get 5 people and you could show them this training right here, they also could get 5 people? How many of you think 5 agents could also find 5 other agents, whether it was in their office or another office or around the world? Okay, so here's how it goes. If you duplicate the process just once and you get your 5 people to get 5 people, here's what happens. You more than double your profits. You go to $8,000, $753 a month, and almost 2 million pounds of CO2. Now, if you did it with those 5 people, don't you think that you could then teach those 5 people to teach 5 people? So now you've done the process twice, and look what happens. Now you've got a residual income of $2,333. And what did you do? You got 3 homeowners to get 2 proposals, so that's your 6 personal appointments. You're doing 1 a month, 1 homeowner a month out of the 130 million that are in the United States. 90 million of them, which, by the way, qualify for zero down solar right now. So out of 90 million homes, you're going to do 1 a month. And you're going to have 5 people that do that same thing. Now, if you've done it once and you've done it twice, you can do it 3 times. 5 people that get to 5. You've done this 3 times now. You've got a $10,769 a month income. $128,000 a year, 48 million pounds of CO2. If you do that one more time, guess what? $34,000 a month, $416,000 in profit. And if you do it 5 times, just 5 times, guess what? You have an annual income of $1.8 million, a monthly income of $150,000, and a profit of $1.8 million. And you have removed from our atmosphere, or prevented from our atmosphere, 1,140,048,000 pounds of CO2. And this is calculated based on the average home producing 4,500 pounds per month of CO2. So to put that in perspective, a BMW X5 weighs 4,500 pounds. So imagine 130 million homes with a BMW X5 driving out of its driveway of CO2 and floating up into the air every single day. So is this making sense? Okay.
Yes.
That's it. That's our business. That's how simple this is. How many of you feel like you could get 5 people to get 5 people?
This afternoon?
This afternoon. Who was that? Who said that?
Roberto.
Roberto, I want you to call me this afternoon when you get those 5, okay?
All right.
That's the kind of thinking that we need. I don't want you to go out and get 500 or 5,000 people. I want you to get 5 people that you like, 5 people that you enjoy, 5 people that see what we see and are smart enough to go, wait a second, if I simply look at this playbook and I go fishing in this pond where there's already 2 million people, I bet I can find 5 of those 2 million. that could also get 5. And I bet I could do that 5 times. And if you do that 5 times, okay, I'm going to share my whole screen now because I think this is important for this to really sink in for people, okay? Okay. If you were to do that, if you were to just focus on these conversations with these people and found 5 of them who are already talking to hundreds of homeowners every day, if you found 5 of them to find 5, to find 5, to find 5, you'd build this kind of an income. Now, how many of you think that that kind of an income would change your life? Show of hands.
All of us.
All of you. I can promise you, every one of you. So I want you to simplify this business, and I'm going to read this group chat here, but this business is not difficult. People are making it too difficult. You've got to find 5 people who are willing to listen to this conversation and do the same thing. Okay? So Jude says, you just said something that is so key for me in my area. You are training the realtors how to sell homes that already have solar and leases. That's exciting. Yes. I learned from the Sierra Club political group leader, and he says the realtors don't like solar because of the messy PACE loans and how it really mucks up the sale and can even kill it. Yes, that has been the invisible wall that I've been hitting. How do I handle it to educate them to see it differently? So, Jude, I want to talk to you specifically. This is a really important piece. There have been a number of things messing it up for real estate agents who don't understand how to handle it. PACE, or that financing, is one of them. The second piece is leasing. The leasing is a mess if they don't understand that a home, let's say home A and home B. Home A is a $200,000 home. Home B is being priced for $215,000. Why? Because that $215,000 home has solar on it. So when that homeowner is looking at it, you need to help the real estate agents understand what's called the true cost of homeownership. Because what most of them are trained to do is to help the homeowner sit down and run numbers and say, well, what can you afford? Well, you can afford this amount in mortgage. If it has an HOA, if it has PMI, or if it has any other expenses, let's add those in. But what's the one expense that they never have been calculating in?
Energy.
Energy. And here's the reality. In most parts of the country, that energy bill is $100 to $200 to $300 to $500 a month. Now, let's just say that that's only $300. Let's say it's $200 a month, just for kicks. That the average energy bill is $200 a month. That's $2,400 a year. $2,400 a year times 10 years is $24,000. But here's the key. Most of the people that are buying these homes are W-2'd employees. So that $24,000 is not $24,000. It's $24,000 plus whatever they pay on taxes. If it's 20 or 30 or 40%, then you got to take that $20,000, you got to add 20 to 30% to it. And that's the actual cost of ownership. You see, we've got to educate the agents on the real cost of choosing a home that doesn't have solar versus one that when they sell the home for $220,000 instead of $200 or $215,000, number one, their commission goes up because their 3% is on that $215 instead of $200. Number two, when that homeowner moves in, you're paying off the panels altogether. When they sell that home, they're pricing it to pay off that loan, and you're selling the new person coming in to buy the home. You're telling them, you can choose this home over here, but the reason this home is better is because it's a clean energy home and you're not going to have an electric bill. You're not going to have a $200 to $300 a month bill tacked on like that other house would. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you get into this conversation with smart brokers and smart agents, their number one focus, a little background noise there. I'm not sure who it was. If you guys can mute out, that would be helpful. Thanks. Their number one focus is to sell more homes. That's their number one focus. So we have to show them how this can help them sell more homes, how this can help them keep the trust of the homeowner. Because if they're smart, they're educating the homeowners. That's what they do. Okay? It's imperative that we educate the agents and brokers so that they can properly educate the homeowners. The homeowners are confused. They're overwhelmed. And the agents are operating on an old paradigm where solar was being leased, they were getting into bad loans, and they didn't know how to deal with it. Here's the last piece on this. The reason it's important for agents to join us, to become power advisors, and then to go through certification is so that we can teach them how to make sure that their homeowners are getting the right solar deals so that when it does come time to sell the homeowner's in position to win. The last thing you want is for that agent to not be in this conversation. The homeowner goes out and gets solar with somebody who does a crappy job, puts holes in their roof, puts them in a bad loan, and next thing you know, now all of a sudden that homeowner's going back to the agent going, why didn't you tell me? See, we can help the agents and we can help them with their clients. Okay? All right, so we'll take a couple of questions. We got 9 minutes left. You've seen the playbook, you've seen the revenues, you know that it's a 5x5, right? That's the name of the game. So we'll take Joy's question and then somebody else. Joy, go ahead.
And there's all the scripts in order to call the agents.
We do not have scripts for the agents yet. In the playbook, there are scripts for, actually, let me see if I put those in. We have scripts for the agents to do the electric bill. I got to show you guys one other piece. This is important, and this has to do with your question here. So let me show this.
Excellent.
Yep. So this page right here, page 15, is a new page. You've not seen this. This is part of growing your teams. Okay. So I am working right now on a real estate teaser video. Okay. We already cut the video. It was 9 minutes. It's too long. I'm going to try to chunk it down. We're going to have a sizzle video that's me talking to the agents that you can send out. That will then send them to a recorded webinar, a real estate Zoom, or they can join a live one where I break it down why they should join us. It's the D&D presentation, but it's designed for real estate agents. We do them every Monday and Wednesday. Once they've done that, you want to do a 3-way call with your executive advisor, your coach, your mentor, whoever is really good in the business. And then once they sign up, we're going to do a 24-hour launch training like this. Okay? Now, if it's a broker, not a broker, and I noticed some spelling errors here. All right. So you got a broker or a broker. With the broker, you bring them to the same real estate Zoom, but then you have them on a 3-way call with the executive advisor or me, the president of Power. The reason is in this Zoom, they're going to hear about what we did in real estate with virtual tours and bamboo.com. So it establishes authority and expertise, and I'm on those Zooms. So when you put them on a 3-way call with me, we're having a very adult conversation and a business conversation. And I can handle, there haven't been any objections I couldn't handle yet. So you want to put them on the call with me. And then step 3 with the brokers is we want to onboard their whole office. Mm-hmm. We want to onboard their whole office and explain why. Okay? So hopefully this is helpful. Now, this is the new script. I think it can probably be tweaked a little bit more for real estate. All right? But in the beginning, we're just going to have conversations with the brokers and the agents and say, have you heard about Power and what they're doing in the real estate industry? You got to check this out. Okay? Keep it really simple. Okay? But you can read through these scripts. All right, we've got a couple of minutes here for questions. Oh, you'll notice here too, and in the real estate, in the real estate playbook, in the path to executive, I took out the pictures of the homes that shows, like the home with. The only way I can say it is it looks kind of MLM. It's circles drawn underneath circles, right? I took all of that out. Because in my experience, if you show them the revenue calculator and you talk to them about solar, they kind of get it anyways. All right. So I took all of that out because people have their own filters, and this is what the path to executive looks like. We just talk about the bonuses that they unlock. Okay. So that's it. Thanks for asking that question. All right. Any last minute questions? 6 minutes.
Hear me?
Yeah, now I can. Go ahead.
It's Rush. Just is the playbook? I'm sorry if I forgot, didn't hear this, but is the real estate playbook in our back offices, or would that be in a specific realtor-only back office or something like that?
We have not segmented it out yet, but Rush, I just put this playbook and the calculator in the chat. I don't know if you can see it on your
Oh, okay.
but we'll make sure that we distribute that, okay? All right, any other questions? Go ahead, Joy.
Are you going to make a Facebook group for all of the home services team and agent teams and that kind of thing?
Let me think about that. Part of the challenge we're having right now is people being engaged in different, like there's
Right.
sponsors
Too
and
many.
emails and Facebook groups and carrier pigeons, and it's gotten crazy, right? So
Yeah.
my goal is to segment this channel. What we're ending up with is 3 channels in our business. You have what we'll call the general public channel, which is anybody and everybody that's a 1099. You have the home services, which includes real estate, mortgage, title, and we have a door-to-door channel. So we now have a door-to-door team that's actually going door-to-door and using the Power Platform to give their homeowners multiple proposals, okay? So I am building out right now the funnels and systems for the real estate only channel. And the answer is yes, at some point we'll have a separate login and things like that. There's a risk in us segmenting too much because we're all on the same team. We just approach markets a little differently. Okay? All right. Anybody else? We've got about 4 minutes. Jude, you are unmuted. Go for it.
In Florida here, we have a lot of co-ops, and co-ops are big in this area. And of course, they want to get 100 or more people together and have reduced costs, choose one provider, etc. Any input on that for me?
I think that's probably best to ask Charles Thompson. I don't know that much.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't know that much about the co-ops, Jude, but email Charles Thompson and he can speak specifically to that. You got it. I had to mute you out because of the background. All right, 1 or 2 more questions? We're good? All right. Rush is asking a question. Go for it, Rush.
Sorry, it's a dumb one. How do I access the chat where you put that info? I can't figure it out. I'm clicking the bottom and it gives me options to raise my hand and stop the video and things like that, but I can't see the chat.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll just email it to you. If you're on mobile, you may not have that on mobile. I'm not sure.
Okay. Yep. Mobile.
Yeah, we probably don't have it because I can't do it either.
Okay.
And I looked in, I zoomed in on my laptop and I can't get it either.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, we will.
I opened up a can of worms.
No, it's perfect. Actually, we gotta get this out to you. So I will make it available to the executive advisors after I clean this up. I just saw spelling errors and a couple other things that don't make sense. So I'm going to clean that up.
Wait, I got it.
And then we'll make it. All right. So Jude says she got it and it works. All right. Yeah, this one's got some errors in it. I just noticed. This is hot off the presses. So. All right. So we're good to go. We're going to go out. We're going to get our 5x5. Make sure that you print this out and start, putting your list of real estate agents together. What happens for most people once they start looking through this filter is everywhere you go, you're going to see real estate agents in your town. I mean, they put signs in everybody's yard, for goodness sakes, right? They put their phone numbers, their cell phone numbers, and their emails on their websites. I mean, they're everywhere. That's their job, to market themselves publicly to all these homeowners. So build relationships, do what Adam's doing, and go to some of these meetings where they're at. Connect with one office, find the movers and shakers, and let's move, let's get to the next office, and next office. Work in your backyard or work in somebody else's. But here's the thing. Every single agent has 500 homeowners that they're marketing to every single day. Okay? Thank you, everybody. Have an awesome Saturday. Let's go light up the planet. I love you guys. And
Thank you. You're here. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Jim.
Welcome, guys. Bye for now.
Thanks.